Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Uvaisam and you're watching Hashtags. In this video, we'll be talking about components. Component is one of the most important features of React.js, and in this video, we'll be learning what are components, their usage and types, and how to create your own components. Or without wasting the time, let's jump into the video and learn about it. Let's suppose we have a web page with different sections. We can think of each section as a separate component. And in the video when I'm saying component, you can consider it as a separate section for a web page. For example, header. If we want to render the header on the front page, we can create a component for the header. It will be responsible to only render the header part in the web page. In React.js, components are independent reusable bits of code. Each component can return HTML, so-called JSX. In React, we have two types of components, functional and class. But in this video, we'll be talking about functional components and learn how to create functional components and use them in our web application. Functional component, they are same as JavaScript function, except that they can work in isolation to return the HTML code, so-called JSX. I'll be using the same React project that I've created in the previous videos, but if you want to create a brand new React project, you can use the command npx create React app, your app name command, to create a new React project and open it in the Visual Studio Code. Inside the src folder, we'll create another folder called components. Inside the components folder, let's create a header component. But before that, go to the extensions and search for simple React snippets. This is going to help you a lot. It has some pre-made code templates that we can use. It can generate the boilerplate for that specific part or specific code. For example, if we want to create a component, there is some base syntax to create a component. We can just type a particular keyword like RFC, and it should provide us the boilerplate for creating a component. Now let's go to the src folder and create a header file, header.js. Inside that, I will type RCF and I'll select the first one, and it has automatically generated the boilerplate for the component. And you can see the name is header, and it's taking the name from the file name. Now we can make the changes inside the return statement and use this component in our app.js file. It's a simple component, but let's try it out in our app.js file. I'll remove all of the code in the app.js and I will call header component. But in order to use the header component, we must import it on the top. Now we can run our project and see the changes on the web browser. We can type the npm start command in the terminal and see the changes on our web browser. You guys can see that header is printing. And now if we want to create another component called footer, we can do the same. We can create a file footer.js inside the component, and we can type rcf, and it should create a footer component. And we can import the footer component inside the app.js file and go back to our web browser and see photo is printing. Similarly, if you want to write some JSX inside the app component, you can write h1 app.js. We are learning React.js. Now, if we go to the browser, it's printing that h1 heading as well. And that is how we create and use components. I hope now you guys have the idea of components, and now at least you can create your own component. But if still you have any question, you can join my Discord community or ask your question in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer you as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till that, take care. Allah Hafiz.